Hey y'all, you know what time it is? It's Whitney Escapes Wednesdays. And since this is my birthday month, we have another author that was my fave, but he is never on time. So I'm pushing him further back in my fave list. But let's welcome Mr. Norian Love.
Whitney.
Hi.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm sorry. I was tardy once again. That's my thing.
Every time I should just call you Tardy Love. Because you ain't never on time. But anyways, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. The question is, how are you doing, birthday girl? It's your world. What's going on with you? How are things?
Things are fabulous. The Lord had allowed me to see another year. I'm healthy. I look fabulous. I sound fabulous. Everything is great.
Crazy.
Everything was actually beautiful. I am really enjoying my birthday month. It's just gonna be celebration out of celebration because I tell people life is short. We really don't know when we're not going to be here. So I try to enjoy all of it. Yes, Norian. Don't give him lowercase letters since he can't be on time.
Hey, DL. That's my. You know I ain't mess with you. I'm not messing with you.
Well, Mr. Love, I'm so happy that you're here and we could talk about hot mess, Ronnie.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie. I did not expect you to go this way with this book.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not surprised because you always doing some twists and turns. So I'm not surprised at all. But I did actually enjoy this book. It made me enjoy Ronnie more and not like Nichelle. And I always was giving Nichelle grace. But then she just really pissed me off in this book. Like you have to have standards and boundaries. And she just crossed the freaking line. You know you're pregnant and you doing stupid stuff, being selfish. For all you pregnant people out there, when you decide to have a child, aka have sex, it's some responsibilities you have to, hear about. And when you don't, I don't like it. That's my free opinion of choice. You don't have to agree, but that's just what I'm saying.
I agree.
Mr. Norian Love put that in his book, so that pissed me off. Just to put that out there.
Look, I'm not. I think that it's fun to see, like Donovan called that about her in book one, and to see it kind of play itself out. You're like, well, I don't see. Well, now you're going to see some of that. So I think it's fun to unpack that character because she that's not where she started. Like you said, you wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt, and then as you see, sometimes like, oh, okay. My perspective on them may be different because why would they do? There's absolutely no reason for them to have done this. Maybe all the other stuff we can explain away, but this right here is a selfish act. So,
very selfish. And I know some of the readers were like, I told you, she is selfish. Yes, she is, but it's also Norian's fault because he wrote it. So, oh, we know you did. You made that very clear. If we rewind all the videos, you don't like Nisha. But thank you for watching. But overall, I liked the book. I really did. I didn't know where we was going with it at first, but it made me really understand Ronnie, and that's kind of like I was wanting for a kind of show. I'm like, I don't think you say you was going to give her a book, but I do hope you give her a novella or something, because I feel like we see all the bad behavior, but you haven't told us why she's doing all the bad behavior. And we do know she's younger than everybody, but I'm like, something has to give, and hopefully we can see her mature a little bit through this. But Ronnie, that girl is something else.
Yeah.
But I understand some of it, but I feel like we still have so much to still unpack because how you ended it. I'm like, you did this on purpose. Why are you stealing my balloons? You see they stealing my birthday balloons? You see my kids stealing my birthday balloons?
I didn't see that.
I saw my balloons just floating behind my head. I feel disrespected by the book. The paraphernalia you made this book to catch me off guard. You should have known Norian's going. He got so many tricks up his sleeve. And he got you like he got everybody else.
Oh my goodness! Oh wait, I caught you. Oh my goodness! Yes, that's now we on to something. Yeah, if I caught you, I'm doing something. Yeah, buddy. Because I'll tell you, I loved it because yeah. We'll talk about it.
Finish your statement. Finish your statement for a chance.
I like that, you get to see the whole family dynamic, and so now you and it's fun to see all of the things that go into the gumbo that makes Ronnie or Rue, no pun intended. And see, you should have. I needed that. Thank you. That makes me like, if I caught you, I'm trending up. So but yeah, no, so that all that is it's fun to see that. And like, Rue is, you talk about a hot mess on steroids. It's fun.
She is,
because the whole time you're looking here,
toxic.
This is developing over here, and you're not even paying attention to that. This is developing, so it's like when it happens, you're like, wait, what? But it just, yeah. So
I just know I don't want none of that gumbo.
Yeah,
that is a very toxic family and toxic environment. Rue is crazy. Absolutely nuts. Manipulative. I don't like how she killed Malcolm. Like, he didn't just, it's not his fault he got MS, but she felt like, I don't want to wipe your behind your whole life, so I'm just going to off you. That is crazy. Because all the other kills she did, I couldn't understand it. The stepfather, he deserved that. And I honestly have to give it to you. I'm not for a murder, but I loved how I love that scene though. It was very clever.
It was good.
It was a really good scene. I have to give credit where credit is due. Yeah. But it still was sick and demented at the same time.
She might be a Scorpio. Who knows? I ain't saying nothing.
Did you base that character off of the person who's writing?
I ain't saying no words. I'm just drinking my tea over here.
Look at, she talks about she loves her. She in that gumbo. This chick right here is that crazy gumbo. Let me not say it for y'all read about me in the paper somewhere. Let me take that back.
Well, you say she got like 3 more people to kill by your look, Rue got a list.
Well, probably the aunt. Well, let's rewind back. Okay. There's so much stuff that goes on in this story. I hope you guys are following along, because it's just Mr. Love got all these freaking layers to this freaking onion. I don't even know if it's an onion anymore. I think we are ready to the core. We need to get something bigger with some freaking layers in it. Maybe a flower or a rose. I don't know. Anywho, so Ronnie, her, who was really good in the beginning with Ronnie and the boss.
Oh yeah, with Milton,
like their thing.
Yeah.
I was waiting. I was like, "Ooh, what's going to happen next?" Like that really had me like on my toes, like, because I knew it wasn't going to end. I feel like it's still not going to end, because we know that Ronnie has some stuff in her bag. Yeah. But how she did it, they both was very clever and both very. This gave me like Dynasty kind of vibes, like that show Dynasty. And that's why I tell people I would never want to be in that situation of power tripping. Because the reader,
that's what this is. No mistake about it. There, it's just Martin. I'm sorry, Milton. Yeah, Martin. Yes.
Thank you, reader.
Thank you.
The author don't even know his character.
I thought she was going with Milton from the way that she forced his hand, and not Martin from the way that everything else. But yeah, and then when she started talking, I was like, we were on. Let's just roll with it. But yeah,
I literally said the boss's father. Anywho.
Yes,
Martin. Milton. Oh, that was good too. How she went to the house.
Yeah, she went to the house. That's what I thought. Yeah,
that was a good scene. That was good. And then the daddy came up the next day, because he probably called his daddy crying. Listen, daddy. And then the daddy come up there and let her know, I had a dog and these apples. I would have been like, I'm not a power trip type person. So I would have like, who are you calling a dog? I would have read the scenario. We'd have had you don't have security up in here. Like, it's just some levels of respect that has to go on. But that's the game she wants to play when you want power. And that's why power is so ugly. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's why, honestly, this world is so ugly, because she has more than enough money. She could live her life and be very comfortable, but she wants to have a certain status. And that's why I say I feel like there's so much more we can untangle in this story, because we still don't know why she's so driven for this title. Why we know why she didn't want to have the baby, but now we're glad that she's actually going to keep the baby. Hashtag I love Lucas's parents. I love their like wholesomeness. I did definitely a dad.
Apples for the dog.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Oh, that was a horrible. Oh my God. Let me see. I also want to say, in all seriousness, before I get back to being a food, it is amazing when an author can take real life events and make something amazing out of them in their book. It was well done. It is, and I don't know who real life events he's taken, but it ain't mine. Let me make that very clear, because. But you're right. It's literally. I think we said that. I think on your podcast. When you had the love series, and I was on your love series, I said that. I said I feel like these books are kind of like I don't want to downgrade it to this level, but I'm gonna say like the Real Housewives, the Real something, because it feels so real, like a reality show.
Yeah.
But with class, because these reality shows, I don't watch them because they're a hot mess. I could appreciate it in the book because we know it's fictional characters. So it's different, but it feels like she said, it feels like it's real life. Like I could know Arani, I could know all these people.
Yeah.
It really playing out like this couldn't really be a series, how good this is. So she's absolutely correct. But don't let that get to your big tardy head, okay? Because
look, I'm just trying to
look. Already late. He's already doing superstar stuff, fashionably late. Come on.
All I'm trying to do is tell stories. That's it. That's it.
But honestly, the different dynamics of how you took her character. So that's why I said there's so many things we still haven't uncovered. But we did realize the reason she didn't want to have a child because she never felt like she deserved love or she can give love. And I thought that was a beautiful how we learned that. That was really, really beautiful. And then she decided, I'm going to keep this baby, which I loved. But she had to learn through all the toxic people in her life. Like, I love the scene when she smacked the pastor at the funeral. That was genius. Oh, this is for you, Norian. Read the answer this question.
That is definitely I like there's something that
great question.
It is a great question. There's something that Ronnie says to Doug, her assistant, and she says, "You're with the
her
Lions."
Sister her sneaker link.
Oh no. She told him. She said, because you remember she had him fired, to prove a point in the first book, and then she's like, I need to keep him because his game ain't going my way. So I might need this pawn here, which has already been paying dividends. But she's like, you're with the Lions now, and this is how the pride hunts. And I think that you are so clever because there are always going to be those kind of like all these stories. I take something that I do really enjoy, and then I kind of give them a little tribute here and there, and so that's kind of what happened there with that. So yeah, you're right. Yeah, well, you always.
We know he loved the Lion King.
Yeah, it just you always catch those things. That was dead on kind of there, and if you think about when you think about Rue from that respect, then you see her in a different, even a more different light, because now you're just like, oh, she's unwell, but oh no, she might be really unwell, so it just, yeah. The prize.
No, she's past unwell. She's sick. She has mental issues. Exactly. And we don't even know what really happened. But even with the aunt, thinking Ronnie did stuff when it was Vanessa all the time. That's why I think why the aunt doesn't even like Ronnie. Everything she think her husband probably did she thought to do with Ronnie, but she actually was doing with the other sister. And he knew that because I like how you use colorism in this book. I did like that you brought that to people's attention because that's really sick in our Black community, how we do that to one another. And the fact that it's true is even more sick. They're not going to believe you because you're a dark-skinned girl. You know what I mean? Like, you're not as beautiful because that is just like, oh, that made my stomach want to crawl. But it's because how true that is. Once again, to like what the viewer said, how you take real life and you put it in there. So I thought that was kudos to you.
I love her. I love them all. I love it. I love the it's a praying family. I think that's I think I didn't want to give it away with the hashtag the family that prays. But it was like, oh, if I put that, then they'll know. But it's like, but yeah, it's great that they are, them. Okay, that's UPS.
Let's go, but thank you. Let's go back to this funeral when she's like, "Don't give me the mic," and whoop, the Holy Spirit. Oh my God!
Let me ask you, like, because Alex Hughes she's made a couple of appearances between Donovan and Ronnie's book, and I like when, we're jumping ahead then, but in the courtroom, in the
interrogation room,
it's like she could have shot him. At this point, she really could have shot him. We just like everything. All the evidence made a lot of sense, but I love the way Alex shows up and is Alex, and so I'm trying to get a pulse for what you think about her, what people think about her, because she's got a story coming and it's going to shed a lot of light on what that is. Yeah, it's true. Yes,
and they do that with their family. You know why that's so true? Because you got to think about all the way back to slavery. Yeah, remember the darkest skin used to put cotton, and if you're lighter, you worked in the house because you were lighter skin, or you could pass. Why so many people passing to be white because they didn't want to do the harsh treatment, and then that separation. So you're always feeling like if you're darker, you must be less than, which is sick. Because I love dark people, and I have a chocolate baby girl. And I'll shoot. And she got beautiful skin. She's absolutely gorgeous. Women including children like Michelle. They do. But back to your original question before I get sidetracked. Oh, Alex is the attorney.
Yeah, so Alex sent Donovan away to jail, and now she is.
She didn't send him to jail. She got him off.
Well, she sent him to jail
at the end, right? Because she would At the end, she got him off because that was going to be her last case. So she wanted him to
off. She got him. She
had him clear or something.
Yeah, it was going to be 7 years, and that's how he got the 3.5. Because she was like,
because she about to leave. She told him what it was, and she had him like plea, and she was going to leave.
But still, from his point of view, I probably was railroaded. Like I took this deal. Like I think, like she, and she's good at her job, it seems like, so typically people that well put together, I wonder what their lives are like behind the scenes. You know what I mean? So I'm curious what you guys think about her just as a professional right now before we get into,
I just liked how you use like a Criminal Minds thing, how she got there in like 5 seconds. I'm like, how the heck? Like, how TV shows, they be like there in 2 seconds. Like, how'd she get there so fast? She didn't call no Lord. She just popped up. Like,
you didn't see, she'd been sitting there for a while.
She was waiting for her to come in. Like, how she know she's not even in Houston?
Because you got to think about it. She had been sitting there for a while, which means, and because the way it was set up was Reggie was in surgery that whole time. So pretty much by the time that was done, he had to go to surgery. So she had been sitting there for a while. So it took her a while to get there, yada, yada.
She popped it just like the TV shows. Like, they be popping up. Like, how they get there so fast? But overall, I liked her. I am curious what her story is going to be. But I do like how she is professionally. I like she's very wit. I like her wit. Like you can't play no games on her. She knows her stuff, and she don't mind putting you in your place, which I like because that means first of all she's a melanin woman. She's very highly intelligent, and she knows she's intelligent, and she's not taking no crap. So I love that about her.
Yeah. No.
Okay. Yeah, she did. She charmed new ones several times.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here for the cry puberties. Okay.
But yeah, so I like her to help you with that. To this story point where all these toxic, crazy people, it's so much that we know, that we learn, but it's so much we still don't freaking know, Mr. Love. You like playing these mind games, which I don't appreciate. And then you make us wait like years to get like
no, that was just the first part. Now
I'm putting this out there so it could be publicly documented. On May 10th, 2023, at approximately 7:22, we're talking to Mr. Norian Love, and we're gonna see when we get another book to this saga.
No, I'm. You probably have something this. Summer's gonna be fun. I'm taking a little bit of I'm doing some administrative stuff right now just to make all this together. But to answer your question, I hope. No, you should probably have something in August for sure. And then it's gonna probably roll because we got a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah, it's like 20 stories and one.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff.
So many things.
I'm working. But it's a lot of
it is. And I am enjoying this ride. I'm just being a little bit impatient because one, it's my birthday month. I can be. Two, even if it wasn't, I'll still be like this because it's just who I am. But it's just so much stuff that I want to know. It's like, you know how you're good though, because you do it like series. When you have to wait for another series, you keep us on cliffhangers, and then we have to wait to get another book. But Rue is really mental. Like, I know she was traumatized and never got her stuff dealt with because she was molested and stuff. But she's very clackative and she's very revengeful. Like those are worse people. People who remember what you did and they coming for you. She played nice. She donated to the church. She did all types of sick dementia personality disorder. I was like, this is crazy.
I loved how she used it. Like, if you look at the book from Rue's perspective, Ronnie is just an entire diversion for her plan. You know what I mean? Like the entire story is just a diversion for Rue's plan. And so it's like these things are happening simultaneously. And she just knows, okay, my sister's going to be and it's interesting because
brother lady.
Like, if you think about
wait, hold on, pause, Nori. Don't be coming for me through this computer, okay? Rue is sick. And I told you previously, I'm gonna make sure I talk about her sick behind because she is. And stop saying to underestimate her. Now go back to you, Mr. Nora, because you're right. That makes her even more sick. She knew if Ronnie came to town for the funeral, and she knew Ronnie was going to come for that funeral because she cared about Malcolm, because Malcolm was good to her. So she knew she was going to come, and she acted like she needed him. She is cognitive. She killed Malcolm because she was tired of the pastor's bull crap. And so she said, I got to get rid of him. Thank you for bringing that up. So now it makes her even more sick and demented. So this heifer, yes, I called her a heifer, going to kill her husband so she could kill off this other person and have her little side piece. This is just all crazy. And she's traumatizing her sister in a process. Like, she don't care who she affects by her actions. Like, I love my sisters, and say my sisters my keepers or whatever. But to see my sisters to go that dark, and then we still don't know why Ronnie went to Houston. Well, we know why he went to Houston. Now everybody going to Houston. Well, why did she originally go to Houston? There's so much sick darkness in this book. It's ridiculous. Mr. Love, come on, explain this to the people. Because I'm like, where is this dark side coming from?
Well, do you? So I think it's interesting. I think there's a good polarity happening with Ronnie and Rue. So if you think about it, like in their world, Rue is the good one, and Ronnie's the bad one. Rue's dark skin and Ronnie's light skin. even though she's dealing with this color issue, there's something else that's going on here that the people, but at the same time, it's almost an insult to her because at the end of the day, like, her aunt was like, "Oh, you just not as manipulative and cunning as this girl is, so you wouldn't understand that," And she's like, "Well, wait a minute, like, you don't even know, like," and so
I'm the one who killing everybody.
There's a lot of emotional landmines that's being played with between the two of them, like in their raising and their interaction with each other. You mean? And so it's fun because like you have the hurts and the traumas and the responses to those things, and then you'll have those moments like where she was talking to Devin. She's like, "We're sisters, even when we're not talking, we're talking." You mean? Like, so they still have a little bit of like Ronnie didn't say anything when she killed that man. she just kind of sat there. Now, so it's hard to know because you're thinking like you got one viper over here, but now you got this whole other thing, and
at a whole different level.
Is it a different beast? What is it? And so what are they gonna do to? And then not to mention, Auntie. She didn't sobered up. She's focused.
And she's still blind at the same time. Yeah. She doesn't even see what's going on under her own nose. Yeah. And one thing that I noticed, Ronnie's not a killer. She knows how to play games. They both know how to manipulate the board, the cards. They're very manipulative, both of them. But we still don't know what happened really between Ronnie and Rue.
Yeah,
you didn't bring that up, Mr. Love.
We don't know. There's a lot we're gonna learn about these characters in the future.
Stop saying this. People on here, aka Top of Some, he's gonna die anyways.
I mean, like
nobody is God, okay? Back to you, Ms. Love, because these viewers are a hot mess.
I love these comments because I think that like there's a lot to be said for like Rue was hiding in plain sight. She's gonna be able to do that because let's go pray. Everyone had all the sympathy in the world for her because they just thought this is just wonderful girl.
Because she's donating money to the church. She is, oh my God. She's smart. She's very smart. I tell people most criminals are geniuses. Like their brains are something else. And she knows everything. And how she even got the cop that she's sleeping with. She got the guy cologne. Oh my God, look how she set him up. Like when you brought that point, that didn't come to me, and I'm surprised it didn't come to me. But like you said, she used Ronnie. This was basically a Ruth story.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It really was a Ruth
story. And I love that people will see that because it's like there's a Ronnie story that's happening. You mean, but truly, this is going on in the background. It doesn't even click until the end. And you're like, she's been playing this from when she called. When she called, now it was her time. People don't realize that though. It was like Sarah Ann being on the side of the road because she had to bake the cake because she already knew the detective was going to have his. She put the plans in motion. She ain't gonna be able because she's light skinned.
Oh my God. I have a question. I don't know if you can answer this or not, but I'm going to still put it out there. Now you got me thinking, is Rue behind some of the stuff that's going on with Ronnie in Houston? Because she seems to, like in these little clips, even when she said, I know why you're in Houston, she knew a lot of stuff that was going on in Houston. I'm like, did she set this stuff up for Ronnie to have to go through the drama she was going through also in Houston? Because she knew if she wasn't in distress, that's the only reason why she really would come to see Malcolm, because she really had to get away. Is she in cahoots with the freaking father when she saw, do this? I feel like some of this stuff is going on. And Mr. Love likes to do stuff like that. be undermined. You could tell by how he even wrote the character Rue that he is capable of doing these type of things.
I'm going to say Rue's been living her life and Ryan's been living her life, and I'll leave it at that. That's what I'll say.
You never say nothing. You say a lot of nothing.
I just said it. I just told you they've been living separate lives. So who knows what, you know.
Yeah, that happened to intertwine a lot.
Baby. You know, look. Are you not entertained? That's a question.
I'm always entertained. I am always entertained. That is that's one area you never fail.
Oh, Devin. Oh, Detective Triple D. Triple D. My man, Triple D. Look, I love
He's soft though.
No?
I think he's behind some of this stuff too, but he's easily manipulated by Rue.
You know, so watch this.
Triple D the dummy.
So we're talking about love season, right? And what I wanted to say about, like, it's interesting to me what I did, what I was trying to accomplish in his character, outside of his usefulness at some point, was you saw the female version of a high school crush in Gibson.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're looking at the male version of it in Devin. You know what I mean? And, like, you know, but he gets the girl, and what does that look like for him? He you know, and he's happy. You know, he's happy because this thing that I wanted for all this time, somehow it fell into my lap. Now, he doesn't know any of the things that we all know, you know, like this was part of the plan, and, you know, but for him, you know, I think, you know, you gotta, like someone said he's dumb. I don't think he's dumb. I think he's just from a small town. You know, in small town, people think differently. They don't think like they don't think like Rue or Ronnie. They just don't. They're not on that. They're like you're from a city like Houston, you are aware of at least 8 cons at any given point in time. Like you just know, okay, this person, you walk down the street and see the hustles, you know, but like if you're from a city like Orange, Texas, or Breaux Bridge, Louisiana, like those things aren't happening. People get by with like, and he really was put in an awkward position because for him, you know, like I think that like in those small towns, like people's words and handshakes mean a lot to them. You know what I mean? But like, you're not gonna get that in the city. We need contracts.
I didn't know where his loyalty lies. I don't like that. If you're my friend, you're my friend. And when that shot went off, even though it could have been her or not, I felt like he kind of tried to like set her up a little bit, and I didn't appreciate that. I really didn't.
What you mean when he came to get her?
Yes, and because she even said, "Hey," but she went and called him about these things, knowing that what was going on. Then when they had her, and she was like, "I didn't do that. What happened in the interrogation room and stuff like that?" And Ronnie is a very blunt person. So for her to be like, what the heck? If she called him, she initiated it. So if she really, and she's a very honest person. Like she's not a Rue. She will play games and stuff like that to an extent. But when the people who she seemed to be have a real relationship with, it doesn't seem like she's like that.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, I was just like, I didn't like that move he played. Definitely because like, yo, let's keep her here, blah, blah, blah. Let's figure out you don't do this. But it seemed like because he got that promotion, it kind of went to his head like a lot of Black people do when they get little promotions. They want to change up on you now.
It was his first day on the job though, Whitney. Like it was his first day on the job, man. Like what was he supposed to do? And it wasn't like
he should have been like that attorney. Let me think about this. Everything seems to go in one direction. Sometimes that's not the way you need to be. It looked like everything was plotted directly towards her. All of it. Because she wanted to kill him, she could have killed him at the thing. She didn't have to call him. She could have got on the road. I'm coming to meet you. Why would she do all that and set herself up? Like if everything looked like it's something, 9 and 10 is usually something else.
Well, yeah, but he has to follow he has to do his job. And his
job. Don't know her. How we friends?
I know but at the same time we friends and you shot somebody. Wait, well, you said Ronnie's honest and she isn't like you. You're right, right?
No, when she close to people, it's true. Because if you look like people who she is playing a game with or manipulating, that's what she's doing with him. Mm-hmm. She separates like her and like Lucas. When she first got with Lucas, she was like, it was about Michelle. But when she fell for Lucas, she was vulnerable with Lucas. You know what I'm saying? When she was with Donnie, even when he put her over and stuff like that, she had a real conversation with him, even about dick him down D and all type of stuff. It was her with her friend, not even somebody Walter, who she's trying
how vulnerable she is with Walter, Lucas's dad. She's very like
open, and she keeps when she feel like she can trust you, you have a different relationship. She's a different person. And then she puts on her mask, like a lot of y'all do, when in certain situations. You know I ain't lying. You get one person here, you get so many people with multiple personality disorder. It's freaking crazy. But I could read between the lines. I noticed when she with people she's comfortable with and she's built a real rapport with, she's Ronnie. Mm-hmm. But when she's trying to manipulative, she's Veronica. It's like she separates who she is, probably based off the trauma she was doing.
Now I love the blue wall comment. I think that the blue wall was a big part of that. Is that like, you'll see a cop culture is real. Cop culture is real. There's a good dialogue happening in this book about police shootings with Black men, relationships with our people. Every piece of it is kind of being dissected on some level. You mean like the Black cops in police, situations and even the abuse of power between Pastor Clayton, like it all gets touched. You think that like the first cop, you're going to have those gray areas of, oh, this was a clean shoot or whatever the case may be.
I gotta constantly have conversations.
So it's good to see it from all these different variables because, depending on how you feel about any of it is where you're gonna land. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be like, you know what, like I side with this or F the police or this or that, whatever it is. You're gonna side with whatever because it's all kind of happening. I think that that hasn't happened yet, so I'll stop.
I just feel like I said previously, where does your loyalty lie?
Yeah, I mean that's a good point. Good question.
And that's the problem I have with people and some of these characters. Yeah. If I know you going left, I know you left. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's so many you can't be trusted to me because you will flip in a second. At the end of the day, I understand doing your job, but like they say, you're innocent until proven guilty. You got me guilty. All what? And then you find out the person who did it right there. They didn't even think about twice doing it. And then because they found, oh, now I'll let you go. But if you knew me and did a proper protocol, I wouldn't be sitting here and going through this foolishness. So I didn't appreciate that when it came down to Triple D. And I didn't like that. He didn't feel, but you knew he wasn't honest when he couldn't even tell her that he was with the sister.
He wanted to tell her though. He wanted to tell her.
Did he tell her?
But he wanted to tell her.
But did he? The question was, did he?
Whitney, but here's the thing though. So this is a bigger point. No, I'm glad you brought that up. This is a bigger point. So in the whole thing, it is part of the love season was love for loyalty, right? So it's like this is his version of that. You know what I'm saying? Like he and we saw he chose loyalty, at one point. But what would he do for love? I mean, Rue murdered some people. like.
I can't wait till some of this come out. Because like she said, he's picking Blue exactly. So what's going to happen when he finds out that Rue killed all these people. Is he gonna lock her up, or is he gonna be loyal? Because Norian says everything comes to light when we get to Houston.
Yeah, Houston's gonna be a funky hot mess. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
It sounds like it's a hot mess. I don't know. Houston going to have to be like 10 different books. You got so many different storylines you gotta cover. These hoes ain't loyal. Chris Brown said it. And you know he was, because he was a side piece. Knowing she got a husband sick and he over here trying to get back shots and stuff. Get him up out of here.
Get him up out of here.
He was getting whatever he could get. Couldn't wait till the guy was in the ground.
Y'all brutal, man. Like, don't you?
I'm not brutal. This was a married woman with a sick husband. And he over there creeping, getting his dick wet. Get up out of here.
That was his high school crush.
And she was a married woman.
She came to him.
I don't care. I would have been like, you know what? You're going through distress. I have too much morals and respect for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sleeping with you. What does that say about your character? Honestly, she's still a married woman to this guy that she chose when he was healthy. Now that he's sicking out, now you want me? Now I'm good money. Get up out of here. I ain't nobody sloppy seconds.
Get up out of here. I love it.
No. And I'm serious. That's a hot freaking mess.
I get it.
But we definitely, I have so many scenarios in my head that I know you're not going to answer. Like, where's Ronnie's father? He left. How did the mother really do? How did she die for real, for real? We need to know that. Is her daddy white? Because why she got green eyes?
Wait, if she didn't care, why would he? We knew he lacks morals. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, we didn't know that initially. But the simple fact of the matter is, like I said before, you just put the nail on the head of my point. He ain't loyal and he don't have morals, because who does these things? That's why when Ronnie got in that situation, he turned just like that, like a switch, off and on.
So let me ask you, how much do you think Reggie, Pastor Clayton?
Look what the karma says first.
Look, crazy. Look.
That would be funny. And I was thinking that too. I said that'd be so funny if that was his child. And then she finds out, and then she automatically take over the company because in his will, his kids got a split or something like that. Okay, go ahead, Norian. Go to your question.
So, like, what's crazy about it is, like, when you think about, like, we're talking about Devin, right? Devin. Oh, Pastor Clayton. I'm sorry, Pastor Clayton. He was. How influential do you think he was in creating both Ronnie and Rue?
Very influential, because he got him at a young age, and he, like I said, everything happens. Most adult trauma and issues stem from when they were a kid. Kids are very impressionable. First of all, with Ronnie, from what you said, she, saw her mom die. Mm-hmm. So he was a part of that. Told him not to say nothing. That's traumatizing. Then you move to a house with a guy who is manipulative, a liar, sexual abuser. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All those things will affect young girls. They just lost their mother. They don't have a father. They moved to their aunt who has issues herself. And she just went to the first guy who played her to act like, oh yeah. He just saw that she was in a low place, like most guys do. He's a pedophile. Damn. No matter what way you put it. And he saw prey, and like you said, you want to use the lion theme. He saw something weak and basically ate her, and then got the nieces and stuff that came along with it and played this game that affected them. But the problem is, Rue was smarter, and she got him in the end. She took all this information that she basically did what he did to her and her aunt and sister.
So like Tango, because they had it all come. Yeah. Look.
Why is the fight of men being their power, which is fine? She's power. Why we got a therapist on here today?
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
But it's definitely, and that answers your question as well. It does affect it. Anytime anybody do anything to you, it affects you. Just like, when people are late to my podcast, that affects me.
It affects you. I can understand.
You know what I mean? It affects me tremendously. It's traumatizing. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a person who likes order and timely people.
You should have absolute punctuality if no other week, this week. So that's really kind of where people like myself are falling short. We gotta make this up to you, Whitney.
And it affects me. It affected my whole evening because I was sitting here patiently waiting for my friend to come on here to discuss his book. It affected me. But yes, everything affects you.
I know. And I'm sorry for that. I gotta figure out how to make up for that 2 minutes and 30 seconds of time because it's time. Look. Hey, look. While you playing, that's a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? So you could be doing something else with that time.
I could.
I'm sorry.
And I decided to share my birthday month celebration with you, and you were tardy, but we can make it. We was all waiting, right?
I need somebody else to buffer this because I think that y'all like picking on me, but I'm a roll with it.
We support you.
You do.
We support you. We encourage you, and we let you know when you're wrong because we real friends. We don't flip on and off. Thank you, Bill. We don't cut on. We don't cut off who we are. But sometimes Norian all these characters is a little bit of Norian. I can see little stuff because he be flipping on and off like she could wait 5 minutes. What? Superstar Norian? But let me stop. But for real, I really
everybody listen to this in the future. That's not what happened. Like y'all gonna believe. See, she's put things out there that I gotta defend the future version of this. Where I'm like, no, that's not what happened at all. I was just a little tardy. And
he's always tardy. Look at all my videos. They never start on time when I'm with him. Ever.
Wait a minute, but some of those was you.
It was never me. I'm always on here 15 to 20 minutes earlier talking to
my crew. What
time
you was at basketball practice?
No, but it still started on time.
I was there on time.
I told you and I told the person to be here on time. So don't even try to play me. I cover my stuff because I'm a punctual person and I take people's time very seriously. Don't make me catch a flight.
I'm done. I ain't gonna say nothing else. Yeah, yes, Tara. Thank you. I wasn't crazy. That happened.
I wasn't. First of all, Heifers, both of y'all, and that's why I put
basketball team.
That's why I put Heifers with an S because both of y'all is in that category. First of all, Norian, I have all my receipts, so I could go right back into my freaking. Let me finish my statement, Mr. Love, because we on the sidebar right now. Norian knew that day that I wasn't going to start the live. I specifically told him Tara was going to start the live with him because I was at my son's basketball game. So I gave him a heads up that Whitney was not going to start. My viewers, thank you, sis. My viewers didn't know either because Whitney Escape Podcast started on time because in the background, I have my people show up on time. Norian wasn't on time. So like I said, his freaking buddy pass over there, which is toxicity. Don't be bring your toxic mess to my thing on Norian. Keep that to yourself. So back to hot messness, since this is hot mess Norian. It's always some mess with Norian. And every single time. I'm gonna do a bloopers clip of all the mess Norian be start every time with me.
We're gonna make Alex Hughes after Whitney, y'all. Like we're gonna make this person because this is look, that was a whole defense attorney. Like she just I'm inspired.
I'm a lover, not a fighter. I let you pull it out of me.
You gotta come.
But Norian know I love him, and you know I love you too, Miss Rage, if that's not your name, but you know. Oh, he did me wrong too, but 4 people.
Also, to be fair, she's right. Like time doesn't like we're more like like I like.
Yes, oh yeah, because he's from. I forgot he's from the islands.
Yeah, we time is like.
But no, some island people be on time. They be having 5 jobs and they making sure they be at their jobs on time.
They always 5 minutes late. They just work hard when they get there. They work hard when they get there. They gonna be on time. They just gonna really work. They gonna make it up for whatever they get there. They gonna do.
That's true. I remember
when they get there. I promise you. They go.
Where was I? My last trip. Oh, I was in Panama last summer for my mom's birthday, and they was like, "Hey, just know everything is Panamanian time." I was like, "What the heck is that?" And we realized that means there's no time. You're gonna wait. There's some black people time has nothing on the Panamanian time. They was like, just look, we went to a restaurant. We waited like an hour. The food, when we finally got it, was absolutely delicious. But we waited like an hour for that food. I was like, but they're like, no, because we just come when we eat. We don't look at the time. We just want you guys to talk. It's not like I gave us a show, but they're very into quality time. They're not paying attention to the clock. And that's really something that we should be doing more here in America.
Yeah.
But when we have business like this, you need to be on time. But I get it.
I'm with you. You're right.
Back to this. See, this is why this proves to me why Norian books are a hot mess. You can see. The author pulls all these things out of people, even himself, and he writes about it. Genius. Bravo to you.
No. Okay, let me ask you this. Okay, let me. So Houston. So we've been through the whole love season now, and so it's cool. Like all the books are out. You've read them all.
Yeah.
I have a few questions actually. Which one was your favorite out of the 4? And what storyline are you most excited to see conclusions to?
I want to see conclusions to all of them, honestly. Like, I need to know what's going to happen to Donovan, Nichelle, Lucas, Ronnie, Kenya, Marcus, Sergeant Gitt. I need to know what's going to happen to all of them.
Okay.
But all of my favorite, the last 4, you mean?
Just out of the last 4.
I have to say, honestly, it's going to be Shaka Bubaba, whatever the heck that's. Whatever that witch name is.
Yeah.
That was right. I was talking to with the reader earlier, and because she loves that guy, but yeah, I know when my boo and I will be together so good.
Oh, Sandoval.
I liked that. I liked him a lot. I really did.
Yeah.
And she's like, "You liked him even though he killed people?" I said, I understood the reason for all the stuff that he did, but I enjoyed that more so because it made sense. The toxicity of it. Gibbs pissed me off, but I liked him. I liked his whole thought process, how he did things in there. So I really liked his story. Marcus pissed me off. Marcus pissed me off. Gibbs pissed me off.
People's standards. I mean,
no, it's just even though with the redhead, like all of that, like come, I just feel like people are blind to stuff that's right in their face, and that's really reality, which pisses me off all the time. And I feel like he never, even if I'm sick, I'm not going to just take anybody's word. I'm going to get like 3 opinions. I'm praying to God. I'm cutting people off. Like so many things. I feel like we talked about this on the story. He just walked into it and blindly. Gibbs pissed me off because as a woman, I'm a very outspoken person. So her, like, she's supposed to be this tough person, but when it comes out to her emotions, she crumbles. And I don't like that. I feel like if you want this guy, be with him. But I'm also not going to let somebody sleep with me because he's breaking down to me for about another woman. Now he in my bed. Get the heck up out of here. That's just me.
But also you're a Taurus. That's the Taurus in you. Yeah,
I'm a selfish lover, and it's only can be me. If I feel like you have side eyes, you crying about another chick, you instantly turn me off. Like that's just me though. I can't be with somebody who's been with somebody else that I know. Like people are like, oh, I don't like that. That's my personality. I have the right to feel the way I feel.
Oh yeah.
So when I read those characters, I had to, you have to put those bloopers in these lives because people are like, nobody's judging you, just don't judge me. But no. But I like that guy, the one that she's in love with, the toxic guy. I like that story. Because I just feel like he was very smart and what he did, and the only foolish thing he did was fall for somebody who kind of fell for him. But other than that whole thing, I liked it, but then it would have been Ronnie. But they're all toxic. But I really did like Marcus in that little novella, how they got together, because that made me look at Gibbs like she was really weak. And I don't like weak women.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can't call her weak when she's
she was
killing people. She's
for herself. When it came down to her, everything she did was based off somebody else. She never did anything she really wanted to do for her. And that's the problem I have with a lot of women. We do so much, even me included. I had to freaking say, Whitney, you are part of this picture too. Yes, you're a wife. Yes, you're a mom. But at the end of the day, I still have to do things for me. Yeah. And in life, I could sacrifice for them, but I'm not going to completely not exist in my own story. And her story, she's doing all these things to put the light on her instead of just standing in the freaking light. I don't like that. So that makes her weak. I don't care if you kill 20 freaking people. But you can't stand up. You can't tell one man you love him.
Well, but think about like, and again, it's the Taurus in you.
You know, a Taurus, so don't be acting like you know me. Yes, she is weak. You can't use killing people as being strong. That's a freaking gun.
No, I'm not saying that it's strong. What I'm saying is that, like, people hide behind whatever mask that.
No, Ronnie is using her. Sorry, Norian. I don't like that Ronnie used her woman parts to get what she wants, because that's feel like you're degrading yourself. My whole thing is I am a Black woman. So when I'm judging these characters, I'm judging them off being a Black woman. We are priceless. The problem is most Black women don't know their value. That's the problem. I let everybody know I am expensive, and I'm not talking about the money in your bank account or in your pocket. I'm priceless. Your time, things that you can't get back is what you have to give to me. Point, period, blank. And if you're going to get in between my cookie jar, best believe everybody ain't been in this freaking cookie jar, because that keeps my value up. So for her to feel like she has to spread her legs and manipulate people to get to the top, what's the point being getting to the top? I'm going to get to the top because I belong there, and you're going to put me there off of that alone. So that's why I don't like Ronnie. Gibbs, I don't like that she's doing all this other crap. Who sleeps with a guy who's crying to you about another freaking person? Another freaking chick. Get up out of here. Back to you, Norian Love.
I don't know what to say. I mean, I think I should stay out of this conversation. I think you
didn't get it up. But that's the reason why I don't like this character. It's just that simple. You should not use. I don't think we should use our bodies as women, and that's why that guy got to play her the way he did. He slept with her, and he didn't have no real power. He didn't have no power. Ronnie's boss.
Oh yeah.
She slept with him because he promised her things, right? Mm-hmm. And then what happened? She slept with Marcus because she wanted to get a king. So you sleeping with these people. Even she slept with Lucas. She's using her body, which I feel like is our temple, to get to certain things, and she still didn't get any of the things that she wanted. So basically, you use your most precious temple and you spread it all around for what? Nothing. That's the point that I'm making when it comes down to what I don't like about Ronnie, because at the end of the day, she did all of that. And a lot of us women do that.
That's true.
And at the end, we're alone, we're sad, we're dealing with traumas that we put on ourselves just because we didn't know our value. And every Black male and girl, I tell my daughter all the time, and I tell my son, you don't sleep with anybody. Everybody don't deserve to know what you feel like. We have to teach our kids that. Both of my kids, my 6, well, now she's 8, my 8-year-old and my 11-year-old will tell you that. No, I'm not gonna. No, value yourself, and people can't afford you, and have your emotions under control. Lust and all that stuff to get to the top. Don't use your most precious jewel. Your body, your temple is priceless.
Mm-hmm.
You never can get that stuff back. You sleeping with people you can't. So that's why I didn't like Ronnie, because I'm like, nah, chick, she's brilliant. She's beautiful for what she taught. She's very smart, because even without her sleeping with people, she's making that place of money.
Millions
of dollars with her brains and her beauty, because she's traumatized. So that's why I'm like, she hasn't dealt with her emotions. That's why she's in the situation she is. She was traumatized. She had some stuff that really happened to her that she never dealt with. And what she's doing, because she don't feel like she's valued, because she said that. She said that in our last book, because she wasn't felt loved or she could love a kid. So that also proves my point. She didn't feel value, so her body didn't mean nothing to her. She didn't mind laying around. Whatever. She used her body was basically men's dumping ground with their semen, trash, all what? Proving my point. She didn't see her own value, so that's why she was doing the things that she was doing. Same thing with Gibbs. She lost her parents. She was going through all these things. Marcus showed her some type of kindness, a void she was missing because she had a nasty aunt. And guess what she started doing? All these other things instead of what she really need to do. Exactly.
You know,
drop the mic. Where's my mic?
You said in our last book. I love it. You're right. I caught that too. I will also say that, like,
why do you think it's funny? Because I'm technically a part of this.
No, I know you are. No, that's not the point. That point. That's the never mind. The semen dumping ground. I didn't. When you start off your day, you don't think you're going to hear that. That's kind of where I was. Just like I didn't know. Well.
No, exactly. Everything you're saying is correct, but that's the point why I feel the way I feel about Ronnie and women. Most of us, when our bodies is taken from us, even when it comes out to sexuality, all types of things.
Well,
we devalue ourselves.
So not to get into a larger point there, Whitney, because that's a larger point. So yeah, think about that. Like
it is
like Black women are over sexualized. And it starts so young. And in the era that a lot of the Black children are growing up in, specifically girls, they're growing up with Instagram and some of these other things where everything's hyper visual, which is hypersexual.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I don't know if they can. I don't know if society's building a place where people can see and understand your belief system, which is absolutely. And when I'm just using this as a larger talking point. I'm not. I agree with you. Number one, let me say that. But the way that, every kid doesn't have you as a parent. Some people have that model as a parent, and that's their role model. That's the what I mean? These influencers are influencing someone. You mean? And so yeah, there has to be to your point, that's part of a conversation in the book too, is that, like, you don't need this to get where you're trying to go. I mean, why do you use this is what we should probably try to unpack.
But do you notice you do that to all the women in this book?
No.
Remember, Norian, I want to ask you this.
Reasons.
Do you remember, if we probably could go all the way back to our first conversation, like when I first met you, I asked you, I said, remember I said, who hurt you?
Oh, who hurt me?
You said, no. Wait, remember I said that? You was like, what? I said, because all these women are toxic. Like something happened.
Every man is everybody in.
I asked you, I said, are you a part of these guys? But you remember that?
I remember
conversation. I was like, why are these women so
it's just betrayed
like
people for you talk about the reality aspect of it. It's like I think that, like, it's good to have a story of, boy meets girl and they fall in love and everything's perfect. But, like, no, if you find love through your brokenness,
yes,
you earned it. You know what I'm saying? Like you earned it because we saw you come from. You started here, and nothing but your will and the grace of God brought you here, and then you met this person who was doing the same thing over here, and now y'all can walk. And whether we like it or not,
that's why I like Ronnie and Lucas' story.
You know
that's why I like them. Out of all of them, even though Ronnie like pisses me off at points, but I love the power that love shows through Lucas to her.
And
somebody she was toying with end up showing her that he's like, I see you, I'm here. He saw that she just needed to know that somebody cared about her. And that's the same thing. He saw that, no, you don't have to do these things. You're valuable. And that's why I say I like conclusions. I want to see everyone win at the end of the day. I want everybody to be happy. That's just hopeful. I'm like, it's a book, so it can happen. But I like to see the journey. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like that even with this book, you went back to Ronnie. So I said, I could see why she's like that. I'm glad that you heard the first thing I said is like, oh, I love that she realized that she could be a mom. She realized she could be loved and loved. That meant everything to me in that book. I'm like, yes, because it proved my point. She didn't feel valued. Your actions, when your body let me know that you didn't feel valued. No one who holds yourself to a high esteem and know your value is going to do that. And all of us, every last one of us, me, you, everyone, we all have something we're dealing with because none of us are perfect. We're human beings. If we were perfect, we wouldn't need God and Jesus, whoever you pray to, if you do pray. But we need each other. We need something to heal. I want to see Michelle. Oh, my God. This toxic Rue, I can't take Rue no more. Yo, that redhead needs to go for real. But
nobody want Lane.
Nobody wanted her in the book series, period. I didn't even know why you put her in the book series. But one thing I could say about all the women characters, they all have some type of, all the guys, everybody got some type of, what? Oh, good. Now you can have some free time. Sorry, that's my son telling me he finished reading. Because he's not getting no device. Don't ask him for no device, no TV if you didn't read today. Come on, let's help grow our brains, you know what I'm saying, intellectually. But I told you from the beginning, Norian, and you could be my witness and correct me if I'm wrong. I said, I usually don't read books like this. And I told you that. I'm like, this is not the stuff I read. I love helping romance, but I said, I'm willing to take this ride with you because it's very entertaining. And I want to know where it's going to go. And I've been on this journey with you. But I also told you, too, that I think people should read your books because I feel like there's a lot of coming of age story. It'll show people, like, you don't have to do some of these things because it feels real. It feels like a reality thing. Yeah. Like Ronnie, her character, I really think every character, if you really read into and get to like we're getting into it, can change your perspective. Yeah. And I told you that too. I said, I love even the Donovan. I said, that book had me relook at how I look at people because we always want to think you know this person, think you know that, you know what I'm saying? But then you don't know their back, so you know what you're going through. So reading these stories really makes you think like, I thought that wrong. And that's why I like reading your stories, to see what I thought in my head. Am I right? And like I said about Ron, I said, all these women are hurt, and boom, I was right. Because something's going, like some behaviors you can just see is going to do certain things. You're going to act a certain type of way. And like you said before, reader, like traumatized as a child, of course she's going to feel a certain type of way. But that's just proved the point. She's doing these things because of hurt feelings and other things that wasn't healed. And that's why as people, we do need to heal ourselves and, be kind to others because we don't know what people are going through and all those type of things. But I want a conclusion for everybody. I love that you always keep us on our toes, Norian. Like you always take us on this journey. And I need Michelle to have a book. I know you say you don't want to give her a book, but I really feel like her hot messness, we need to explain it. Even if it's a novella, 150 pages, like she needs
more. I feel
like she's driving me crazy. Yeah. Like I could get, like I told Ray, I said, listen, she said, oh, you like Ronnie now? I'm like, it's not that I never really liked her. I knew why she was doing what she was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that, definitely, because even though this is a book, she's still a Black woman. And I want all my Black women to win, all my Black sisters to value, and women, period. We should value ourselves and hold us to a different esteem. But this world, like you said, Norian, they, from a young age, we're sexualized, we're devalued, we're harder work and get paid less. So many things, like even when Black Lives Matter, we don't get half the support that if they killed a Black man versus them killing a Black woman the same way, because the women are the supporters. So we're over there, yeah. Mm-hmm. But when it's time for us, no one, it's crickets. No one's showing up. Even with all the stuff that's going in the news now, how we have to fight to have guys not freaking do Olympics and stuff with us. Why we have women who are men on cover of freaking magazines. I don't have a preference of what you want to do, who you want to see, but that's your business. Mm-hmm. But we're taking so much power away from the women, period. Yeah. It's like we're irrelevant, and that's very disrespectful and sexist. Well, I don't know if it's sexist, but I know it's a word. I have to probably Google and find what it is. But like I told you from the beginning, when I only read one or two of your books, I was like, Norian, you need to write these books because it's going to change people and see their perspective of women, men, like Marcus, Hot Mess, Donovan. We understand. We like you feel sorry for them, but you be like, okay, I get it. But now I want to see them win. Like I want to see them grow, like blossom.
Yeah.
You water it. Are they gonna be a beautiful plant? Are they gonna be like an ugly freaking warp something? Like
what happens to these people?
Exactly.
Yeah, like and I think it's important to where their growth is tied to their perceived karma. You mean like everybody's put something out there that needs to be addressed. You mean they're growing, but at the same time they owe the reaper. You know, they owe the piper. You know, and so it's like there's gonna be a lot of fun in Houston. Is what I'm saying. So we're gonna
be here for like another 5 years because Norian.
We're wrapping it up. We moving. I mean, we can.
I don't know how you can wrap this up though.
We're not wrapping it up.
So many stories.
It's gonna be done, but we're gonna give you some answers.
Let me count
how many questions. We'll give you some new questions, but we're gonna give you some answers.
It's like 8. There's so many different relationships. How are you gonna wrap this up? You're gonna need like.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up. We're gonna give you. We're gonna resolve those. We may create some other things along the way, but we're gonna resolve those. We're moving down the assembly line to the next phase.
I am so curious how this is going to end. Like I told everybody, this has been a roller coaster ride that I made sure I took my motion sickness medicine before I read the book. I know he's going to have me all over the place, but I've been enjoying every bit of it. I enjoy all the characters. They piss me off, all of them, but I still enjoy them because, like I said, you give us, oh my God, no, he didn't. Oh, yes, girl. You know what I'm saying? You give us so many different emotions in this, even with the Ronnie story and Ruth's story.
Look, I have to give me 10 seconds. I got to run over here. I'm sorry.
Over here while I talk about herself. Why? Listen, we told you we gave Michelle grace.
Right back.
I told you that. But stop always trying to put her to death. What is up with you with murder? Why are you trying to kill everybody off? You want the toxic guy, and now you want Rue to kill 3 more people. Now you want us to freaking send Michelle to death. Yes, so many loop twists and turns. So what are you, a murderer? Oh my God. Yes, please be yourself. He is toxic. That's true. But like I said, I have all the women, all the characters are hot messes, but I really can't wait to see what happens to Ronnie, what happens to Rue, what happens to Kendra. I want to know what happened with her and that guy. The one that the sister had a cancer, when that's coming back. I'm curious about that. I want to know what happened to your toxic lover that you love. Where is he now? Is he gonna go to Houston and make some stuff? Elaine, did we get rid of her? It's so many like loopholes that we need to fill, because what happened? I was just basically telling the readers, because some of them say, you said I could just see this. Some people say they love the season as well. So many loopholes and turns, and I don't want to end or wrap up. Keep it going forever. It's really like a soap opera, right? It's like Young and the Restless or something. I told Norian, I'm like, this could be like a 50-book series. Toxic as Marcus Kindred has her hands in her bad bag, and I want to know what happened to that guy she was sleeping with on the island, who had a sister who has cancer. But we need to get an update on that. Every book we need to get an update on. Where the heck is Donovan? He pissed off. He left the house. Then he disappeared. At least we know Nichelle went to New York. We don't know where Donovan is. We know Lucas is in a coma. We don't know where the toxic guy who was dating Gibbs. They blew up, but they didn't have nobody. So where he at? When he's coming out, he's gonna do 777 again. There's so many freaking loopholes that needs to be closed. I don't even know how the heck he's gonna wrap this up.
He died you don't think he died in the thing?
No, I told you last time I don't think he died. Because definitely how you like to write, I kind of first feel like I'm 100% sure he didn't die. That he's gonna pop up in Houston. That he's gonna pop up in Houston, and I'm like, yo, there he is. Like, Norian, we don't know what the heck you're doing. We just know that all of them have some type of trauma.
Mm-hmm.
They're all going through something. The only person we don't know who has a trauma or parent issue, oh my God, revelation, is Lucas. Both of his parents are together. Donovan, we already know his brother killed the parent. We don't know where's Nichelle's parents. We know Gibbs' parents died. We know Ronnie mama died. We don't know where the daddy is. We know Marcus got issues with his parents. It's a lot of parent issues here. And that's why all these kids are toxic. So parents, including myself, we need to look in the mirror, because we got to make sure we raise some decent human beings, because there's some toxicity out there. Even the white guy's son, he's weak. His father's like a freaking bulldog.
He never really died. I'm back.
Exactly. Norian, what is your issue with parents? Because I just had that revelation that everybody's parents, something is going on with them, except for Lucas. Because even Marcus's parents, because his father used to sleep around with people, the only person, and we don't really know what's going on with Lucas, because it could be something toxic. We don't know. He's in freaking coma, or I don't know. But the point is, everybody who you tell a story, the parents either dead or got murdered or something traumatic happened and the kids saw it. Like, do you guys peep that? Or am I the one who notices? Now all the kids are adults, so he's trying to tell us something. The actions of the parents is going to affect the kids, and then this is why the world is crazy, because of the mamas and daddies. But come on, Norian, I am sensing that I'm right about this.
I'm gonna say this. I think that it's interesting to see. I think that like everybody's childhoods have everything to do with some adult. When you're a kid, you got to decompress that. People do the best they can or the worst they can or nothing at all. It just depends on who you get, and then whoever you get from there, it does on some level shape who you'll become. You know what I mean? Like on some level. And so, and all these are just the conversations of the levels, because some are heavily influenced by parents, some are not as influenced by parents, some are, and so we're just looking at all the, and with severe trauma, excuse me, what's your response to it, and so there's a lot to write. There's a lot to work. But yeah, I will tell you this.
Write about somebody who
I will tell you this. With Alex Hughes coming, which is probably going to be the next book. um, you're gonna see there'll probably be a different answer to that question, and I think it's gonna be fun to see that because I think that um yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait.
She's gonna have toxic parents, but she's gonna come out all right because we need somebody that like that too. Because a lot of us, like you said, our parents do the best they can and what we take from it. And even if we see some people, parent has died when they were younger or saw death, and they become to be a great person, or they could go crazy, just like that. I know y'all probably watched the news, like the subway thing that happened in New York City when the black guy got choked out by the military guy. Find out he had mental issues because he watched his mom get murdered when he was 14 years old. And ever since then, but you can go like that. And some people have seen things and went another way. So like the person said earlier, one of the readers, it feels like real life. Because when you said, like when I was thinking about these things, I was just thinking about that guy. So it was just on the news again, because they keep on playing stuff. But if you look at all these people who do crazy stuff, a lot of toxic things have happened to their parents, but a lot of people have been through some things as well and don't come out crazy. You know what I mean? Or want to murder everybody, like our viewer here, because she wants to kill off everybody, especially Nichelle. I don't know why she hates her so much, but she wants her dead. She's like R.I.P. her, and I was like, wow, that's very traumatic. She don't want a story about her. She don't even want her any more books. But we gotta know what the heck happens to the baby, and we gotta know who the baby daddy is, and we gotta know if she go back to Houston because she still have a house that's paid for in Houston with AKA Donovan's money, and Lucas is looking for her because he thinks he don't know who Veronica is.
I mean,
and that's not even in the next book. This all happened in like book 1. And we in book 20 and we still don't know what the heck is going on.
Book 20. Look, okay. So, okay. I really, I can't wait to answer. To be honest with you.
You say that every time. Every time he says the same thing.
I promise you, it is because I know what I'm working on. I know where we're going. I can't wait to I'll tell you. There's some great theories in here. That's what I'm saying. I'll say that. The baby had. Okay, I'm leaving any of that. I'm leaving everything alone. But listen, I want to thank you for taking your time and kicking it with me because your birthday week, you could have been doing anything. We're talking about these books, and I enjoy your company. I enjoy these amazing comments because you like. I can't wait till we can have more open discussions. I'm like, oh, remember when you said this? But I can't. But yeah, no, it's been good. It's been good.
It's been good, and I hope everybody who's watching, if you haven't realized, this is entertaining. So go back and read all the stories so that you can be a part of this conversation. Norian said we should have another book by the summer. So when we talk again, you should be completely caught up, and then you can have your own input that you would like to put out there. But yes, Norian, thank you for taking time out of your day because I know you're busy. You have so much great things you're doing behind the scenes that guys should know because he's posting like videos and stuff that keeping us on our toes. But I really did enjoy you today, and I enjoy my viewers coming in to talk to us. We break it down, everything. I already read them all. And thank you for reading them all and being a part of this with us. It's been a really, really great time. And before we wrap up real quick, I'm gonna let everybody know that I'll be here every Wednesday this month at 7 p.m. to talk to all of my favorite authors. Next time I might move Norian to the back because it's tardy.
Well, I'm gonna be punctual next time, I promise you. And I'm gonna make sure I write another book so we can talk about it.
Exactly. But honestly, this has been so much fun. And I hope you guys don't judge anything that we say on here. This is literally our personal opinion, and some of it's entertainment because we know we could get a ruse out of some you guys. But it is what it, we try to be as transparent as possible. We don't judge you, so don't judge us. Like even some of you guys like toxic men and want to kill everybody off. I don't judge you for it. I'm here for it. Because guess what? It makes great conversation.
Mm-hmm.
If we all think alike, the world will be dull.
Yeah.
I love that we have different opinions. I love that we can talk about it without trying to take each other's heads off. You know what I'm saying? It's very fun. Like, oh, that's what you think, girl? Yes. What do you think? This is a safe place for us to express ourselves. Don't judge people. I want to, and I'm glad that every week we do this, and then when people come on, you guys participate, and no one be like in the comments doing stupid stuff. So I do want to appreciate my readers, and definitely you too, Norian, for saying a lot but not saying nothing. You're very consistent with that. So we appreciate you for doing nothing, basically, just coming over here.
I'm just a sounding board. I'm just here to listen.
And asking us questions so he could write it down for his notes to make his next book even better. But like the reader said and viewer said, you always stump us. You, even though I just met you last year, your writing is just like, you just amaze me every single time. And I don't want you to get your head even bigger, but I've been really enjoying this series. And you know, this, I think you're the only person I continue to read books that are like this. Everybody else, I don't. If it's not like an autumn, I don't want to read it. But I'm so hooked to this. I have to know how it's going to end. I'm like, come on, Norian, you're driving me crazy. And then I jump right back in. Like, what the heck did I get myself into again? But you have always been a pleasure. This has been a great time. And please tell everybody where they can follow you, what they need to do to be a part of the Norian Love Clan so we can spread the love.
Okay, so yes, you can follow me on @Norian Love on all social media platforms. As Whitney eloquently pointed to, the Love Clan, you can go to my website, subscribe. I promise you, I have some stuff that like you just don't. If you enjoy any of this, you don't want to miss what I got some crazy shit. I mean, that's the only way I can say it. It's really bananas what's coming because there is no spoon. So we're gonna try it all, and we're having fun with it. And I'm gonna give Whitney something because I owe her something. It's your birthday gift too. It wasn't what you asked for. Maybe next year, but this year I can do because I've owed it to you. But more on that later.
I love presents. But also, Norian, talk about your merchandise. Because one thing I could say, I got some stuff from Norian's, and I bought like his Genius hoodies and stuff like that. Yeah, and it's good product because you can wash it, and it comes back and it looks exactly the same. Because sometimes you can buy people product and you wash it and stuff, and it looks a hot mess. Yeah. So I could vouch for his product. It's really good product and quality. You can wash the shirts; it doesn't shrink. It still looks like you just bought it. So on his website, support his merch as well. And I still am waiting for him to get me princess and prince shirts because my kids are asking me every time I wear my shirt, they're like, where the heck is mine? I'm like, Norian's slacking. But that's what I tell them. But yes, please support him. He's doing some great things. We want you guys to be more involved with the conversation. Everyone who commented, love your comments. You never disappoint when he is here, and in general, even if you don't read the book and you come in and you comment, I appreciate that. I appreciate the support. Please follow him. Sign up for all his thing on his website at Norian Love. You can find him easily. He has a little heart and red and blue, so that's how you know it's him. Or it's his big head like this because he thinks he's superstar now.
I'm not even. Don't listen to Whitney. Don't listen to Whitney.
Well, guys, we want to thank you for supporting. Please follow me on all your social media platforms. But I also want to put out there next year we will be having the Whitney Escape book cruise. So I need to come up there to get merch, books, pictures. Norian's going to be there, and you'll see his big head in person. But you can get all his. But that'd be great because we'll be further along in the series, and we could really be like, Norian, what the heck?
Y'all gonna fight me for real.
And we can just talk about it there. So support. Norian, it's been absolutely a blast. Thank you for the time. to celebrate my birthday with me this month, short notice. I was like, I'm gonna have all my authors here for my birthday. And you were like, sure. So thank you. And everybody, please follow me on all your social media platforms in Norian. And that's all I have to say. You have anything else to say, Mr. Love?
Alexa, play Happy Birthday by Stevie Wonder. Alexa,
see,
volume up to 7. You know what?
Look at my shoulders. This is why I'm moving my shoulders.
Look, you are a gem of a human being, and I really appreciate you. So, yeah, happy birthday.
It's tourist season, guys, and this is May tourist seasons. We're not April tourists, even though one of my girlfriends is April tour, but we ain't the same. So this is May tourist season. Love you guys. Love Mr. Love. Guys, thank you. Have a wonderful night. And I'm about to eat me another piece of cake because that's what I want to do. But
do you work too much? Constantly on the go? Miss hanging out with friends, family, or even yourself? Do you ever feel like you need an escape? Whitney's Escapes is here to help with just that. We specialize in family travel, autism travel, group trips, vacations, staycations, and more. So when you're ready for your next escape, make sure you contact us at whitneysescapes.com. Follow us on social media at Whitney's Escapes as well. Whitney's Escapes, where your dreams become your